Welcome back, Yugitubers. This is Alessandro from ThoseYGOguys. In this video, I'm going to be doing my final reviews on two structure decks. One from the OCG, one from the TCG. And they're called Roar of the Sea Emperor and Samurai Warlords. But before I get started with my final reviews, I'd like to give out a few quick shoutouts to certain Yugitubers that I've been keeping up with. First up will be ThoseYGOguys. Second up will be the Chris Kane, and third will be Chaos RP. All three of them are great Yugitubers. Putting all the videos together, you got a wide variety of content. I'm sure you'll love their videos. And the Chris Kane sent me a message to all of you viewers who are running budget deck, real life budget decks. He's doing a deck doctor section. He's happy to help out anyone to improve their decks on a budget level. He understands how people feel when experts or people trying to help them consider yeah, you need a BLS or tour guide, that kind of stuff, and people don't have that kind of money. So he understands how people's budget level are. And everyone needs to understand that not everyone's financial expense is the same as everyone else's. So that's great to him. That's great for him. ThoseYGOguys is starting to make videos on what to run for 6 Sams. A lot of you people who want to start playing 6 Samurais, go check out his videos. I'm sure that you might find them very helpful. Chaos RP, he's doing deck profiles on some of the older meta decks that were once meta, but no longer meta in this current state of the game. And he's doing deck profiles and trying to help improving and stuff. So if you're one of those people who are just getting sick and tired of the recent stuff and that kind of thing, and you just want to look back on the older archetype decks and that kind of sort, go check out his channel as well. All three of them are great, as I said before. So within the description text box below this video, I should have the links to all three of those Yugitubers. If you could, rate, comment, subscribe to them. I'm sure that they'll appreciate any general help that you can. Provide. Sorry. So without further ado, let's get started on my final reviews on the two structure decks. First up, we got Roar of the Sea Emperor, this is the picture of how the structure deck box looks like. Of course, the TCG will look a lot different from the OCG. Probably just cover this whole thing. You won't be seeing the card. But for those of you who don't know what this Roar of the Sea Emperor structure deck is all about, it's pretty much a water attribute that supports on a Sea Serpent type thing, and also is going to bring out more support and make the Atlantean archetype, which is now considered an archetype, become very competitive. So I'm going to read you out the deck list, what's in there, and then after that I'll introduce you to the new cards that will be in the structure deck. So let's get started. 1 copy of Ultra Rare Atlantean Dragon Poseidra, 1 copy of Super Rare Atlantean Dragon Rider, 1 copy of Atlantean Marksman, 1 copy of Atlantean Armored Soldier, 1 copy of Atlantean Pikeman, 1 copy of Atlantean Assaultman, 1 copy of Lost Blue Breaker, 1 copy of Armored Sea Hunter, 1 copy of Spined Gillman, 1 copy of Deep Sea Diva, 1 copy of Mermaid Archer, 1 copy of Kodaros, whichever way you pronounce him right, 1 copy of Warrior of Atlantis, 1 copy of Abyss Soldier, 1 copy of Screech, 1 copy of Snowman Eater, 1 copy of Nightmare Penguin, 1 copy of Penguin Soldier, 1 copy of Deep Diver, 1 copy of Reese the Ice Mistress, 1 copy of Mother Grizzly, 1 copy of Atlantean Roar, which is super rare of course, 1 copy of, actually 2 copies of A Legendary Ocean, sorry about that, 1 copy of Terraforming, 1 copy of Water Hazard, 1 copy of Aqua Jet, 1 copy of Surface, 1 copy of Moray Greed, 1 copy of Salvage, 1 copy of Dark Hole, 1 copy of Pot of Avarice, 1 copy of Ages of the Ocean Dragon Lord, 1 copy of Forgotten Temple of the Deep, 1 copy of Tornado Wall, 1 copy of Torrential Tribute, 1 copy of Spiritual Water Art Aoi, or Ai, whichever way you call it, 1 copy of Gravity Bind, 1 copy of Chain Disappearance, and 1 copy of Karma Cut. So, let's get started with the new cards. First up, the new boss monster. This is Atlantean Dragon Poseidon. It is a level 7 Sea Serpent type, 2800 attack, 1600 defense, and its effect stated, you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard by attributing 3 level 3 or lower water monsters that you control. When this card is special summoned by this way, return all spell and trap cards on the field to the hand. If 3 or more cards are returned this way, all monsters that your opponent controls lose 300 attack for each card returned by this effect. So, first off, a lot of people, well, who are testing out Atlanteans are trying to distance themselves away from this card because, like, multiple reasons. Like, one, to special summon this card, you have to tribute 3 level 3 or lower water attribute monsters. That's kind of like negging yourself. If you apply the same concept to insectors, like I have a Insector Dragonfly and Insector Centipede, and I just overlay them for a rank 3 XC monster that can't give you as many pluses as both Dragonfly and Centipede separately can give you. And it's kind of like, well, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. And many people are applying that concept to the Atlantean Dragon Poseidon, which, I can understand where that is going, but also the return all spells and trap cards on the field to the hand is kind of like Giant Trunade in a way, but people are considering, like, why bother running if we already have 1 copy of Heavy Storm and 3 copies of MSTs that can be within a deck. And that can be understandable. And of course his effect, it looks like the reverse way of, well, similar to Mascara Acid, which is very similar. The only difference is Poseidon returns spells and trap cards to the owner's hands, whereas Acid just destroys them. So, just give me a sec. My best answer to give you guys, like, what's my general opinion, it's still too early on what to say about Poseidon, because we're getting this structure deck around October or November, within those 2 time periods, those 2 months. And by that time, we'll be having a new format already. So we don't know what September 2012 format is going to be like, whether it's going to be a control heavy or OTK or something like that. Who knows? We don't know what Konami's going to do for that list. All we can just do is just predict, and then we'll just play wherever Konami is just going to provide us. So, but do not get discouraged, because a lot of the other Atlantean monsters have somewhat of an insurance policy, and I'll show you why. Starting off with this guy, Atlantean Dragon Rider. It is a level 4 water attribute Sea Serpent type with 1800 attack, 0 defense. While this card is face up on the field, level 3 or lower Sea Serpent type monsters that you control can attack your opponent directly. When this card is sent to the graveyard for the activation of a water monster's effect, add 1 Sea Serpent type monster from your deck to your hand, except Atlantean Dragon Rider. Now, the secondary effect is kind of like what I mentioned, is the insurance policy. Like when it was sent to the graveyard for the activation of a water monster's effect, such as Poseidon or Bryonic, or even when it's being used as an XYZ material to activate for a water attribute XYZ monster's effect, such as Leviathan Dragon or Shark Drake. Stuff like that. Their effect kicks in. So that's Atlantean Dragon Rider for you. On to the next candidate of the Atlantean monsters. We have, excuse me, a level 3 water attribute Atlantean Marksman. Is a sea serpent type monster and that has the attack points of 1400 and 0 defense. And its effect stated, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon one level 4 or lower sea serpent type Atlantean monster except Atlantean Marksman from your deck. When this card is sent to the graveyard for the activation of a water monster's effect, target one set card your opponent controls and destroy that target. So it's kind of like in effect wise, a mini Hornet, even though attack power wise, Marksman is much bigger than Hornet. So that's the other one with the insurance policy. And the next one we got is the Atlantean Armored Soldier. It is a water attribute, level 2, sea serpent type, 0 attack, 1600 defense. While this card is face up on the field, once per turn during your main phase, you can normal summon a level 4 or lower sea serpent type monster in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. When this card is sent to the graveyard for the activation of a water monster's effect, target one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy that target. So it's like the face-up version for Marksman in insurance policy-wise. So you got Marksman that destroys set cards, and then you have Armored Soldier to destroy face-up cards. So they're like partners in crime, we'll put it that way. Up next is Meetup is Atlantean Assaultman. Now this card will be in the next booster set, Return of the Duelist, so you might already have him before you get the structure deck. Others, well, depending on whether or not you want to buy them or not. But what does he do? Well, first off, he's a level 3 Sea Serpent type, water attribute, 1400 attack, 0 defense. And its effect stated, if you control another face-up fish, sea serpent, or aqua type monster, this card gains 800 attack. Now he does not have an insurance policy, but he's pretty much the beat stick, well, the non-tribute beat stick for the Atlantean monsters. So put that together with the Dragon Rider, with the Legendary Ocean, Assault Man, Marksman, you'd be just pecking your opponent's life points like it's nobody's business. So that's pretty cool. The next card, which will be the final card of the new card set section, and this card, in my opinion, is probably the most ridiculous card in my opinion, and it's pretty much the push or should I say, go for the win card. And what I'm talking about, Atlantean Roar, is a quick play spell card that stated, target 3 level 3 or lower sea serpent type monsters in your graveyard. Special summon those targets. You cannot special summon other monsters the turn you activate this card. First off is a quick play spell card. So all you have to do is just wait on your opponent's end phase or whichever is the right time. And then if they're going to blind MST you or during your opponent's end phase, you can go ahead and activate Atlantean Roar, and you just special summon a bunch of Atlantean monsters. Actually, excuse me, not just Atlanteans, any sea serpent type monster. But basically the Atlantean monsters. Just mash special summon, and then when it's starting your turn, you don't have that restriction that you cannot special summon another monster to turn you activate this card, because guess what? It's already done. So you're freely to special summon. So you have let's say you normal summon Dragon Rider, and then you have 2 Assault Man, a Marksman, and that's going to be a constant big huge damage to your opponent's life points, and it's pretty much probably an OTK way. So That's very interesting for the Atlanteans. So let me know what you guys think about that part. So on to the TCG section. So this is the Samurai Warlords structure deck. This is what it looks like that we're about to get next week. And I'm going to go ahead quickly go over the whole entire list of what's going to be in the structure deck. We have 1 copy of Chamberlain of the 6th Samurai, 1 copy of the Grandmaster of the 6th Samurai, 1 copy of the 6th Samurai Yariza, 1 copy of the 6th Samurai Zanji, 1 copy of the 6th Samurai Nishashi, 1 copy of the 6th Samurai Yachi, 1 copy of the 6th Samurai Kaman, 1 copy of the 6th Samurai Iroh, 1 copy of Great Shogun Shien, 1 copy of Shien's Foot Soldier, 1 copy of Inishi, Shien's Chancellor, 1 copy of the Spear of the 6th Samurai, 1 copy of Future Samurai, 1 copy of the Immortal Bushi, 1 copy of Hand of the 6th Samurai, 1 copy of Legendary 6th Samurai Kizan, 1 copy of Legendary 6th Samurai Inishi, 1 super rare copy of Legendary 6th Samurai Kageki, 1 copy of Shien's Squire, 1 copy of Shien's Daredevil, 1 copy of Elder of the 6th Samurai, 1 copy of Shien's Advisor, 1 copy of Dark Hole, 1 copy of the Allied Forces, 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army, 1 copy of the Warrior Returning Alive, 1 copy of the Cunning of the 6th Samurai, 1 copy of 6th Samurai United, 1 copy of Gateway of the 6th, 1 super rare copy of Shien's Smoke Signal, 1 copy of Temple of the 6th, 1 copy of Shien's Dojo, 1 copy of Rivalry of the Warlords, 1 copy of Return of the 6th Samurai, 1 copy of Double-Edged Sword Technique, 1 copy of Fiendish Chain, 1 copy of Musakani Magatama, 1 copy of Shien's Scheme, 1 copy of 6th Strike Thunder Blast, 1 copy of 6th Style Dual Wield, and 1 ultra rare copy of Shadow of the 6th Samurai Shien. Now before we get started, this is what the new XC monster for the 6th Samurai looks like. His name is Shadow of the 6th Samurai Shien, as pretty much everyone has figured it out. It is an Earth attribute, rank 4, warrior type XC monster that requires 2 level 4 6th Samurai monsters. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card to target 1 face-up 6th Samurai monster you control with less than 2,000 attack. Its original attack becomes 2,000 until the end phase. A lot of people feel a little bit disappointed because they were expecting that the Shadow of the 6th Samurai Shien is supposed to have something like a Doka effect or something of that sort. But it turns out that he can only boost a 6th Samurai monster's, or actually manipulate a 6th Samurai monster's attack points. And many people were hoping 3,000. No, just 2,000. Excuse me for a sec. My throat's getting a little bit dry. Sorry about that. Yes, it's kind of disappointing, but the other part is he's a 6th Samurai monster. So you get free Bushido counters just by bringing him out. And if you want to attack boost, just use the gateway. Just deplete 2 Bushido counters, which that's not too hard to gain. And just pump up 1 6th Samurai monster by 500 attack points. That's no biggie. And according to Codex 100, I watched one of his videos, and he stated that Shien is actually not, this card, of course, so this is what I'm referring to, he's not that bad of a card. He's pretty decent in random situations that he can really pull you out in some of the craziest situations that you might not expect to get out of. So, not only that, we're also getting Heroic Champions. That's also a great addition to 6 Samurai's extra deck disposal. So we're getting Heroic Champion Excalibur. Also we're getting more Heroic Champion monsters in the set after Return of the Duels, Abyss Rising. So I should have a link down below. And also I forgot to tell you earlier that the Abyss Rising is also give further support of water attribute themed decks. So you can see the Roar of the Sea Emperor structure deck, or at least the Atlantean deck, will be a really top contender for the metagame for next format, at least. So, what I think about back to the Xian. I'm sorry I'm going off topic for that. What's so funny about this card, shout out to 6 Samurai Xian, that's just recently popped up in my head. Ever since the legendary 6 Samurai took over, actually been introduced, many 6 Samurai players or people who were playing 6 Samurais actually kind of overshadowed the original 6. I mean, not many people looked into the original 6 that much. I mean, there'll be times you probably see some, like Tekton, Aro, or Zanji. In the OCG, I see plenty of Yachi in the sideboard, or side deck, sorry. And what's so great about this XE monster is that I think he's there to push the original 6, because they're less than 2,000, and they become a bit more of a threat. So, like, Nisashi can be a 2,000 attack point monster that can attack twice per battle phase. Yariza can be a 2,000 direct attack, whether your opponent has monsters or not. Zanji, 2,000, that can kill a monster regardless how strong it is. Aro can destroy face-down monster regardless how strong. You can protect Yachi or Kamon from being destroyed if you really need him for certain duels. And he's also useful for lone monsters that are very useful in 6 Samurai decks, such as Elder the 6 Samurai or a lone Kagamushu of the 6 Samurai. I mean, both of them have like 400 attack points, and then if your opponent tries to peck at them, it's like, okay, detach. You can do it on your opponent's turn. Let's not forget about that. So you can turn a Kagamushu or an Elder into a 2,000 beat stick. Also, he Shadows of 6 Samurai Xian can also help you push for an OTK with using Gateway as well if you wanted to. So my overall opinion about these two structure decks, definitely worth getting. I mean, a lot of awesome reprints for Roar Sea Emperor, changed his appearance. I mean, I'm glad it's getting reprinted, so now I can have an easier time getting that card. I only have one so far, but getting more is kind of a real pain, because it's kind of a bit costly. I don't know about current price right now, but still. More Dark Holes, great for everyone. Phoenix Chain for the 6 Samurai, great. If you have not gotten it in the Epic Dawn Battle Pack, and other cards as well. I can see these two structure decks to be a top contender for the next format. And who knows? Maybe 6 Samurai might win Worlds. Maybe not. I mean, only time will tell. Because last year, if you have been keeping up, Agents won Worlds last year, so who knows? I mean, not too long ago, 6 Samurai won Nationals in the Central America, so that's, who knows? Maybe it could be a sign for 6 Samurais? Maybe, maybe not. But overall, both structure decks, worth getting. I highly suggest you guys to go and get them. I should have further links to the two structure deck if you want to take a look at each card individually. Also, I should put a link down into down in the description text box showing you about the Abyss Rising, which will be the set after the return of the Duelist. It should contain the cards that will further support the water structure deck. Also, reveal more Heroic Champion XE monster that 6 Samurais and other warrior decks such as Heroes and maybe Heroic decks might find beneficial. So, also don't forget to check out those 3 channels if you have not yet or so. So, I highly recommend, please do so. And stay tuned from ThoseYGOguys. I'm Alessandro, your host. Actually, one of your hosts of ThoseYGOguys. And stay tuned. See you later, guys. Bye.